Good evening. I wanted to share some fundamentals about layout and design that we haven't gone over. Here's the basic layout and design for a photo, headline, and text. So here's the traditional order. It's photo, cut line, headline, text. Photo, cut line, headline, text. Problem is that we generally don't have a single story on a page. Some ideas about writing good headlines. Keep them conversational. Write the way people speak. Write in present tense, active voice. President vetoes tax bill, not President vetoed tax bill, or tax bill vetoed by President. Notice that a lot of our headlines aren't even getting to the point where they're having verbs. So we need to write in the present tense and use active voice. Avoid bad splits. We generally don't have decked headlines like that. Page design for layout and design. All stories should be shaped like rectangles. It doesn't always work out that well, especially in a tabloid size. Avoid placing a graphic element in the middle of a leg of type. So you don't want a photo right in the middle of a leg so that it's stopping things. Avoid placing art at the bottom of a leg of type. Yeah, you'll see that inexperienced layout editors will often put art at the bottom. Sometimes it's about the only thing that we can do, but generally it's not. Text that wraps below a photo should be at least 1 inch deep, so we want text on the bottom. Every page should have a dominant piece of art. That probably is higher up on this list. Well-designed page is usually at least 1/3 art. Headlines, every story must have a headline. Photos, shoot photos of real people doing real things. When in doubt, run one big photo instead of 2 small ones. And let's see, cut lines, called captions in magazines, but cut lines to avoid confusion, run 1 cut line per photo. Each cut line should touch the photo it describes. When cut lines run beside photos, they should be at least 6 picas wide. That's 1 inch. Here are some good layout designs for a story with a horizontal photo. So notice headlines going across the top, and then the body text, our byline would be right here, and then our body text is moving on, and the photo is in the upper right. Notice if we have this many columns, we can also move the photo over. Okay, other design options are risky or downright clumsy. Okay, this is okay. So not as good as that, but this is okay, with the headline crammed over to the side. This is weak. Notice the photo is pushed to the bottom. This is weak. Notice as the person's reading here, then they read here, then they go down. Swipeable feature formats. So notice they're dealing all with symmetry here. Here we could have a side saddle, so a headline to the side. But notice how big that photo is. And this is a side saddle that we're more often to see. Photo spread guidelines, something to think about. You know, we oftentimes want to keep everything equal, but equal is boring. Instead, we need to have a dominant element. Designed for quality, not quantity. Mix it up. Position photos carefully. Make one photo dominant. Play it big, give it clout, anchor it solidly, then play the other photos off it. So notice here the layout left seems bottom heavy, poorly balanced. Compare that to the effect of the page at right. Same elements, but here the lead photo has been dummied on top. And so if we're going to be top or bottom heavy, we want to be top heavy. Here's an interesting suggestion. Write your headline first. Generally, that's the last thing we do. But pages look better and come together more easily if you have a headline before you start designing. Use a display headline with a deck if appropriate. Text guidelines, cut line guidelines, push cut lines to the outside. And so this is in spreads where we have multiple photos. So notice here, here's some trapped white space, and the cut line is just down in the bottom of this valley. Here, the cut lines are on the outside. And so notice they've been situated so that above could be used to describe this photo, you know, right to describe here, left, you know, bottom, something like that. But it's easy to follow. And so here's 6 layouts using these photos from the facing page. Okay, I don't think I gave you the photos, but notice huge photos. And, you know, huge is a big word right now. But they also use their headline as an anchoring point. So here's supposed to be the text. And then notice how the cut lines are generally underneath the photos or to the outside, but never on the inside. And it looks like they're doing this at a larger width. But here are some basic guidelines. Good luck.